guys, in this lesson we're going to be discussing how to solve quadratic inequality. Let's get started. So the question is, solve the inequality 4x squared plus 19x minus 5. What we'll do in the start is just treat it as a simple quadratic equation which we all know how to solve, hopefully. So I am going to break the middle term, and this is going to be plus 20x and minus x minus 5 equals 0. So 4x can be taken common, x plus 5, minus 1 can be taken common, x plus 5. So the first bracket is x plus 5 and the other bracket is 4x minus 1. So the roots or the critical values are coming out to be minus 5 and x equals 4x minus 1 equals to 0. 1 will go to the minus 1 will go to the other side, become 1, then 4 will go to the other side, get divided. So the roots of this quadratic equation 4x squared plus 19x minus 5 equals to 0 equals x minus 5 and x equals 1 by 4. Now if it's an equality, then what does this mean? That if we sketch the graph of this quadratic equation, minus 5 here and 1 by 4 here, and these are the roots, and the sketch would look something like this. We've already discussed sketching of quadratic equations in another video. So the sketch would roughly look like this. Now if it's equals to 0, that would mean that we're talking about this line, and because this line is y equals 0. So now you read the point of intersection between these two lines, the green line and the original curve. So that's why the answers are minus 5 and 1 by 4. So this is the graphical representation of solving a quadratic equation. However, that is not the question. Instead, the question is greater than or less than equals to 0. So less than equals to 0. So now it's not equals to 0, it's less than equals to 0. So where is the graph less than equals to 0? So the graph is below the y-axis here. So the y is less than 0 in this region. Now what's the value of x in this region? X starts from minus 5 and it goes till 1 by 4. So this is the solution of this quadratic inequality. However, if the question instead was greater than equals to 0, or let's just say greater than 0. If the question was greater than 0 instead of less than 0, then that would mean we're talking about this region where the graph is bigger than 0. Wait. This region where the graph is bigger than 0 and this region where the graph is bigger than 0. Here, what's happening to the values of x? They're becoming bigger than 1 by 4. So then the answer would have been x is bigger than 1 by 4, and what's happening over here? The values are getting smaller than minus 5 and x is less than minus 5. Okay, so this is how you solve a quadratic inequality. Let me give you a quick recap. First, you find simple roots, and if your inequality says less than, there should be an equals to sign here. Sorry, I missed that. If your inequality says less than 0, then you write the critical values on each side of the x, the bigger value here, the smaller value here, and write inequality like this. If it's just less than, then you also write less than, and if it's less than equals to, then you also write equals to sign here. And if the inequality is greater than 0, then what you do is you write x is greater than whatever is the bigger value of the whatever is the bigger of the two roots, and x is less than whatever is the smaller value of the two roots. So that's how you solve a quadratic inequality. I'll see you next time.